Joined in the media center by our qualifying leader in Top Fuel, Antron Brown, defending world champion. And Antron, how important it is to you to come out, run quick on Friday here at Phoenix and, kind of say, hey guys, I'm still here. And also, were you thinking you go that quick in the hotter session?
Well, the thing about it is that even though the heat was out there, the sun was going down quick, so the track temperature got cooler. Track temperature was 10 degrees cooler than the first run. And the first run, for some reason, is our Mako cars, we've been working on some different things, and when we came out to Pomona, we didn't qualify exactly where we wanted to qualify, but we were very competitive on race day, and we just lost a close race the second round to Coletta. And when we came here, we just want to get back. And the first run, for some reason, the car was aggressive again, and then Brian and Mark and the rest of our crew guys, they put their heads all together and say, man, this thing's just acting different. And we have a new clutch guy, and we just got to get his bearings. We have to get the feel for what he does. He does everything consistent, but we just got to get our whole leverage and level right for everything to work right. And then what we did was he just looked at it and said, why is our car so aggressive? It's never been aggressive in 60 foot, and we've been like that every run this year so far. And that run there, we backed it off the 60 foot, but left everything else alone like we were trying to run the first run. So the car went down there and did exactly what we wanted to do. The 60 foot was still good, so it tells you, where we were at, like how aggressive it was, and we still need to come back a little bit more to get into the zone that we're used to running in. So we're just going to keep on building upon that, but it felt good to sneak out with that second round. We thought that somebody would run better than our 76. We were the first pair down the racetrack. We felt, though, that it was like maybe a 73 or 74 out there that somebody was going to run, and we figured that our car, if we got everything right, that we'll run in that 74 to 76 range, and we ran that 76 range. So we'll take and we'll build on it tomorrow. But if this feels good, that we're in the show in a good spot. So if we could try to stay in those top 5 positions for race day on Sunday, that's where our game plan going to every race is to set up so we can be in a good position to strike on Sunday where you get all those mellow yellow crucial points.
Does anybody have a better log book at this track than you and Tony Schumacher?
We got some rounds at this book, and I think we've been going back and forth sharing it. You know what I mean? And going back and forth. But hey, whatever it be, I mean, if we can line up, there's a lot of tough cars out here, but the Army team's car's been running strong, and I tell you what, to get to that final, and if you want to get a race win, I guarantee you're going to have to race them sometime throughout this racing fit to get the job done if you're going to win it, and that's going to be a hard feat. So we got to keep on being poised, Bob, and putting that work in. That's the crucial factor, is that you can't sleep on any of these cars out here because they take your lunch. You know what I mean? And Coletta's running strong, and Lucas is looking good, and Torrance, he's coming out. He's not playing. He is not playing right now, and we're seeing all this stuff. And Terry McMillan, he's throwing great blows out there. You know what I mean? His car's coming around, and so we're coming in. Our work is definitely cut out for us to defend this title this year, but we're ready to put that work in.
Has Torrance become a thorn in your side yet?
Man, let me tell you something. Steve-O's always been a thorn in the side, and I know it's a matter of time because he knows our record. I never knew what the record was, but we haven't lost to his team yet in our whole career yet. So it's been close racing. He had us, but he just messed up on his end of the spectrum. And trust me, every time I'm racing, I know my time is numbered. He's going to clean our clock. So. But we're not going to give it to him. We're going to go up there and give him everything we got like we do each and every time. But he's got an exceptional team. His crew chief, Hogan, is unbelievable. And Alan Johnson, they share information with Alan's cars and everything else. So they got all the same amount of data that we have on our 3-car team. So with that being said, that makes it a lot more tougher out there where you have a lot more competitive teams.
Let's talk about the future of drag racing. I looked at some of the ratings for the Fox broadcast, and it was up for the first episode. How does that make you feel as a drag racer looking to the future?
It feels good, especially where I'm at in my career right now, and this is our livelihood. All the crew guys, crew chiefs, myself, and everybody else, this is our livelihood, and to be in the prime of your career and you see in your sport go to that next step. You know, I mean, not declining, but inclining, like growing and doing the necessary things, and everybody's in it together. not just the sanctioning body, but all the teams, all the team owners, everybody's around here. We're trying to make it go, and that's what it's going to take to make it go, especially the way things are. And that live TV package is the closest thing that you can have to being here in person. Because we know if we could bring people that's never been to never been to an NHRA male yellow race, and you bring them here in person, we got professional baseball players here today. They came up to me, got the Cy Young, go like, brother, this is crazy. This is like it touches you. And now we're going to capture that and bring that to you live. I mean, if we can do that, this will be like Super Bowl every weekend we're on.
Have you seen NHRA drag racing more unified than it has been going into this season?
I think this reminds you how drag racing was back in the 80s. That was the booming years, the late 80s to early 90s, where our sport really soared. It roared. Like, with the TV packages from those days to now, where it's getting like it used to be. And I think it's going to be better where you're going to see it grow with new teams, new people, like Leah Pritchett's out with different deals. Clay Milliken's here now on a full-time basis. You're seeing new people starting to grow, and as we get those new people established, we can get more established, and that's what's going to take our sport to another level with the TV package.
Any other questions for Antron?
Antron, you talked about your car being aggressive in 60 feet. Did it get to a point to where it was so good in 60 feet you guys were uncomfortable with it?
Well, it's not just being so good in 60 feet, it's just seeing the wheel speed characteristics on the graph, on the computer. We're looking at, and we're used to our car always, like our car, we always had a set where we always had good 60 foots. I'll say between that 6 to 3 spot and 60 foot, and occasionally you might be number 1 or number 2, like when we're going after at nighttime. But it never had aggressive shaft look where it's like out of control, where it's going to smoke the tires right at the step of the throttle. And our car always made it up around 250 to 300 feet, where our car made a strong move. You know what I mean? And we're like, where'd this come from? It's different, but when you have a different person that comes in the equation doing something different that your team's not used to, it changes the whole dynamic of your team, and you just got to figure out your balance. And that's where we're at right now, is figuring out that balance to get back in that comfort zone, where not just only you're quick, but you have efficient runs where you're getting the most out of the racetrack, but your car can do it the majority of every run that you step up. And that's how you win rounds, and rounds wins races, and races win championships. And that's always been our formula.
So you've won this race 3 times. You've never been number 1 qualifier here, which I was surprised. But
really?
Do you think the 76 is going to be enough to get you your first number 1 here?
No. I mean, honestly, I think tomorrow what happens is the dry air out here, even though we have sun on the racetrack, the track always runs like it's a 10-degree cooler track than when it shows. When it was a 120-degree track, those guys were running numbers on it like it was a 105-degree track. You get what I mean? That's what happens out here in Phoenix because of the dry air. And I think as we run, the track is even going to get better tomorrow, even though the temperature might ease up. So I can see, I mean, you got funny cars running 393, 395. That puts us where if somebody sneaks a good run out and they get all the goodies, that's a 73, 74. We're about 2/10 quicker than what a funny car can run. So I see, I mean, I'll be very surprised if that 76 hold up, because I know we're going to try to run harder than that to pick up the pace tomorrow.
Anything else for Antron? All right. Good job. Thank you.
All right. Anytime. That's what we do.